Okay, now, so, so this is the Shobi app code is NQR32. So if you go to www.shobi.com, make a free account, write down your username and password because I don't want you listed in there 2 or 3 times. I'll sign in and show you what it looks like when I'm in as a teacher, but it looks a little different as a student, but similar. Is everybody able to get on their computers? I didn't even ask anybody that. You're not able to get on your computer?
No, I'm not sure about these
Oh,
I
is it?
emailed the
Oh, okay. When did you register?
I've been registered, but I think they changed it before.
Oh, okay. It got messed up. Okay. And you emailed them? Okay. You can still get it to show me and do the worksheet.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. So you're in Shobi. So I don't use D2L totally exclusive, but let's see. Let me see. It's thinking. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I teach 5 classes, so they're going to show up, all 5 of them. Luckily, you're only in one, so that's fine. Where are we at? It's taken a while, isn't it? Okay, I got that. Everybody's got the calendar. Got course syllabus. So here's your class. So there's a Shobi app for an iPad, but iPads are no longer required. So if you don't have an iPad, if you have an iPhone, there's also a Shobi app for the iPhone. Or if you have an Android device, I don't believe there's an app for that. So Shobi app. So you can go to a website, even on your electronic device or on a computer. And here's what it looks like when you're on the website. Here's what Shobi looks like. Here's the assignments. So I've got stuff started to be due next Tuesday, right here. Discussion about real research. But I did just post this. It's winter and a lot of times we get snow, so chapter 1 is a lot of terms. Boy, the computer's slow. So here's class discussion. I tried to click on it, it's sticking. Are your computers doing that too?
Yeah, it takes a while.
Oh, well, it must be high traffic today. Anyway, what I did is I've got a Nearpod. It's a student-paced Nearpod, and I'll go to it and show it to you. But I like you to do it before Thursday, before class Thursday. And you can print out the chapter 1 notes and take notes with it, although I'm not going to request it. But it's basically, a Nearpod is a PowerPoint on steroids. It's PowerPoint, but it has to do quizzes and stuff. So, you don't have to create a free account for Nearpod. All you do is go to nearpod.com and type in the join code TYZLB. And I'll show you what it looks like. There's some quizzes in there. Make sure you don't skip them. This is going to be a classwork grade. So you go to www.nearpod.com and all you have to do is type in, for students, I'll just type in, pretend I'm a student, TYZLV. And sometimes we'll do these in class, but this is a self-paced one for you to do at home. So I'm just demonstrating how easy it is. You go to nearpod.com, type that in, and there's, I'll just put my name here. It knows my name, doesn't it? Okay. And there's this, it's just basically a slide, but then it'll have activities. And so read through the slides. Chapter 1 is a lot of concepts and stuff, and then ask questions Thursday about it. But this is stuff, I could read this to you. Okay, when it says ready to take a quiz, don't hit this arrow or you'll skip the quiz. You have to hit go. So you have to hit go, and then you answer each question, and then you never hit this arrow in a quiz or you'll skip. You have to hit next. You can't see this in the back, but it says next in the bottom right corner. Say I answered it, and then you hit next, and it, yeah, you need to choose answers, but I still want to continue, yes, okay. Next, it doesn't like me not answering. And you have to hit next to submit your answers. And then it shows that I answered these wrong. And this is a participation grade, so I'm showing you what the correct answers are. I got them all wrong, can you believe it? And then you can hit this arrow again. So there's quizzes like that, and then this goes right with the chapter 1 notes, but instead of us going through it. And then when you get to the end, I don't know, it's pretty long. When you get to the end, you hit the down arrow and you can choose notes. If you want to send yourself the notes, you can send via email. You can type in an email address. Or you can just exit. But you have to get to the last slide where it says, do you want to do this thing again? You don't need to do it again. So, and then it will send me a report of who took it. So it's a participation grade. So it's going to be a participation grade. So that's Nearpod, and I know I have a lot of things. It's going to help us to have time for class activities. Instead of me standing up here spending a whole class reading to you, we're going to be able to spend time doing activities. So you don't have to start it over. It'll say Nearpod student. It says go to the final slide that says Nearpod student pace, press, and it'll ask if you want to start over again. You don't need to. Okay? So these are where most of the worksheets are. We'll have some in-class stuff. Besides the worksheets, I have a folder in Shobi called Test 1, My Stat Lab Questions. And I already have some information in there because people have already, oh no, I guess I don't have anything in there. No, Test 1, nobody's asked any questions about the My Stat Lab previously. But I'll have some leftover stuff in some of these. This is where if you click Ask My Instructor in My Stat Lab, I will get an email and I'll post it so everybody can see it in here. And then I have the Test 1 notes and PowerPoints here in Shobi. They're also posted in D2L, but here they are. These are the Chapter 1 notes. I've actually printed out and made copies of the Chapter 2 notes. So, and we're going to do the sampling lab in class next time. And here's the Chapter 2 notes. But that's Shobi. All right. In Shobi, I have directions. No, I don't have my Stat Lab directions. No. Never mind. We need to get into my Stat Lab. I thought I had them in there. got 5 classes, so I did it for all the other classes. Well, anyway, we'll go over the syllabus. We'll get into my syllabus. Or I can show you how easy it is to post something into Shelby. One, okay. Now, normally, since it's the first day, I decided to go in and make copies. But normally you would print these out before class. What we're gonna cover. But, so, chapter 1 is a Nearpod, and you can ask questions and we'll do some activities on it. Chapter 2 will actually start in a little while. But I do want you to get into my stat lab, and I think I brought the little thing. I'm going to show you how easy it is to put a document in my stat lab. I'm in Shelby. Okay? So I'm going to make a new assignment called and it is just really slow today. Here we go. Okay, and then I open up that. While that's opening, I can find my oh, I don't have it. Okay. I'll show you what my stat lab looks like. You go to mystatlab.com. Returning students, you should try to just enroll in a new class. Anybody that was in this class in the fall. And you're gonna, and I'm gonna sign in, let's see. And I'm gonna get the instructions on how to enroll in my stat lab up into Shelby. So here's your course. And there is no opt-in this year. You'll use the temporary access if you, and then buy a code at the bookstore. So there's a lot. Okay, so here's my math lab. That's the grade book. But I wanted to go back to my courses. Details, registration instructions, download, save it in there, statistics. Okay, I got the registration instructions. I'm in Shelby. I have the registration instructions right here. I'm gonna, all I have to do is go to the shared folder, and drag that PDF file right in and post it. So, these are the instructions. Yep, 93305. That's my course ID. The Wednesday 93305, and it'll ask for a course ID. So these are the instructions as soon as it posts. So, and then I can leave a note or write names. When you register for my stat lab, which you can go ahead and do, if you've never been in my stat lab before and you can make a new account, then don't use your eLearn address. Use an email address that's an outside one that you actually use. You have your access code? Good. Good. And if you have your access code, you can put it right in, and then you don't have to worry about changing your temporary. But these are the instructions. You don't have to change your temporary access. You can do a 14-day trial access. What's this? Make a copy. How do I make this bigger? I used to be able to double click on, oh, here it is. There we go. So, if you're a returning student from the fall, you won't even need an access code. All you will do is log into your My Stat Lab with your login credentials and click enroll in the new course. So this is, these are the instructions for new people, the people that have been in My Stat Lab with this book before, to be able to just click enroll in the new course. So don't use your eLearn address because it won't work. If you forget your password, you need that. You can use a Yahoo, you can use the Northeast State email. So you can go ahead and get into My Stat Lab. Yes? You can use the same account. They're the same. Okay. You can click the same thing. So you already have the My Math Lab. So you don't have to create a new account. If you remember you're used to the password on this before you use those. You can sign in with that. You can click enroll in new course. It's still going to ask you for the book for an access code or to use a temporary. So access code. There's your course. Does it give you the option to do the temporary one? Oh. Get a temporary access if you're waiting for participation. There you go. So that's the screen where it's not obvious, but a link in Word and temporary access below that.
What's the long code we should use for computer science?
What's the course ID? Or the,
This part.
oh, the access code.
So
Well,
let's log in your here's the
oh, actually, did it come up with, in the basket? If you can't pay for it right now, you get temporary access for 14 days. Activity here. Oh, yes, you will. So, okay, so if you want, but you can change your temporary to permanent later if you want. So this is the temporary access. So
do we need this then?
yes,
Do we
it's
need to-
15% of your grading this course is the Math Lab homework and tuition. So
So we'll have to buy that access code.
you'll have to buy either the access code. If you buy the access code online, you pay for it online. It's like $105. If you buy the access code in our bookstore, it's $124. Yeah. And if you buy the access code and the book bundled together, the bookstore is about $160, $166, something like that, at the bookstore. Yeah, can you do all the homework in 14 days? want to, go ahead. Probably not, but. Oh. Did you get it? Because we switched books. When did you have one? It went right in. This will let you do the temporary. Click on the temporary. Use the temporary right now. And right now. And I'll see if I can. So if you have this class here, it's supposed to be work, and it's not letting you go in without putting an access code. Let me know when you had, what semester you had, and I'll see if I can, if it's possible for me to get you a code. But choose, if you want to get right into it, if you can't get the access code right away, you want to use the temporary access. And the directions are here to how, here's the directions on this sheet on how to upgrade your temporary access to full access. It tells you just to go there, sign in, select upgrade access, and then you're going to either enter an access code or pay with a credit card or PayPal. So even if you do the 14-day free access today, you can, before it runs out, you can upgrade. Yes? No, I don't think you can test out.
It's already have like a calculator there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, you can't test out. Statistics is different. Totally is.
I didn't know.
Totally different. That's
Making
fine.
sure before I spend the money.
Sure, sure. And statistics is different than the calculus stuff. It's totally different class. It's not algebra at all. I mean, we barely use a linear equation later in chapter 10.
Okay.
It's all we use. It's a lot different class. Yes. Oh, it's posted.
It's on the first.
Oh, are you in?
No, I'm in my class.
Okay.
I just did
It's on the first one.
It's here. I can post it again. So is everybody? Everybody should go ahead and get into my stat lab. And but this is that self-paced chapter 1 intro to statistics Nearpod. It's also posted in D2L and Shobi, but some of you are not in D2L yet, so okay. So that's what that is. Let's see. Anybody? Did y'all get into stat lab then?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm turning into a southerner. I just heard myself say y'all. Oh my gosh. I'm not from the South, so. Nearpod, course home. Okay. So so this is Stat Lab. While I'm in here, you click on the course name to get into it, and then it takes 10 minutes. No, that's the grade book. But you'll go to the assignment manager. You will not go into grade book because you're not an instructor. So, no, not assignment manager. You'll go assignments. Okay, there's the assignments. There's chapters. There's a calculator help. Because we use the TI-83 a lot. There's a mindset item, chapters 1 to 10, and then a review for the final exam. So we have calculator help. There's a, I do have you do these math mindset things, but you don't need to print out this workbook because I have it's scanned into Shobi, but it's part of your homework. But you'll be watching these videos, some of these videos. I'm not sure I did all 7, but that'll be, let me show you where that is. On the course calendar, which I've given out. And you can do this anytime, you can get ahead. But I figured after test 1, see, things on this list for homework, and I think I'll change it next semester, but this homework is due at the beginning of the next class, and they're in Shobi. So, so the growth mindset activities and growth mindset worksheet is due Thursday, February 8th, because it's listed on February 6th, see, the next class. And those are in Shobi, and let me show you. So, Shobi is here. Up. I went back one too many. So, I was just going to show you that. So these are the worksheets, and in Shobi they have the correct date. So if you get confused about my calendar, the dates on these things, just look in Shobi. But so there's the growth mindset stuff that my stat lab was talking about. And what I did, and you guys that were, anybody that had me previously had this, I just scanned that set. Oh, there they are. Yeah. These are the mindset worksheets. And anybody that struggles with math and has math anxiety, this is going to help you a lot. So you could do it early if you want. But I just didn't have it due until after the first test. But that's the mindset. There's mindset worksheets. This tells you to go to a video, watch a video, and fill in this. You can write your work on separate papers, a separate paper, and you can click the plus sign. If you've got your work on a file, you can add it. Now I can only write on PDFs and pictures, so if you make a Word document, please save it as a PDF and post it. So please just post PDFs and pictures. I can write on pictures and PDFs in Shobi, but I can't write on Word documents. So when you're saving a file in Word, it lets you choose to change it to a PDF. But if you have questions about that, or pictures work too. If you take a picture of your homework, you can put it right in there. Okay. All right, so my stat lab I was showing you. Okay, so that's the calculator help guide, and it's great, and I have some calculator helps in D2L too. And here's chapter 1. You have a homework set and a quiz set, and that's where you go and you do these things. Now, if I go back to course home, this is what it would look like when you're in your course home. And if it shows no, does it show you your grade? Not yet. Okay, if it shows you a grade, it's based on the whole stuff that's due for the whole semester. I switched the grade. So if you make 100s on all your chapter 1, 2, and 3 homework and quizzes, you got 100% in my math lab. But because that's just 6 assignments out of whatever it is, 30, it's going to show that you made a 6 out of 30 or whatever percent that is. So anyway, math lab's going to show a low percentage. And then after each test, I bring your math lab grades over and put your average in D2L so you can see your my stat lab average in there. But stat lab would show you a grade based only on what you've attempted, and so it would be unnaturally high. And if somebody, through the whole semester, you know, there's 10 homeworks, I mean, like maybe 14 homeworks and 10 quizzes, 24 assignments. Somebody just did the first chapter and that's all they did, 2 assignments. The grade used to show up as 100% in my stat lab, and then they wonder how they got such a low average. No. So anyway, the grade is set. If you see your grade in here, it's gonna be based on completing all 24 assignments. so it's gonna look low. Your average in my stat lab is gonna be looking low, but after each test, as I have time, I move that over for you to see in D2L. But anyway, that's my stat lab. There's Stat Crunch here. You can see the textbook from Stat Lab. You can look at your grade book. I haven't done any work, so it's going to show. Oh, so I've got a 0% right now. But it used to show, if I hadn't done anything yet, if you hadn't started assignment, it used to not take that against you. So this grade is going to show your overall score for the whole course and the assignment submitted. I guess there's 13 homework and 10 quizzes. There we go. So that's the grade book. You've got tools for success. You've got extra PowerPoints in here. You got how to use your calculator, how to use Excel, all kinds of stuff in here. Study cards for the chapters. Animated flow charts and all kinds of stuff, but they also have, under Multimedia Library, you can choose what chapter we're on. We're on chapter 1, and you can select all this media, and it'll show up. You can go to StatCrunch, you can look at the Stat Talk videos, you can these some little videos about chapter 1, some video lectures, video clips. So this is the textbook itself, can be viewed right here. You click e-text. Let's see if it works. On a computer, you can click e-text. So if you get just the code, you'll still be able to read your textbook. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not an administrator on this PC, so it says get flash. Well, I can't do that. So my textbook's not opening up on this computer, but it will open up if you have any electronic device like a tablet, an iPad, your phone. You can download the free ePearson app. Let's see. It is e-text education. Here we go. Let me open this up, show you. It says e-text 1.0. It's got an E with a book. This is a Pearson e-text app. You click on that, and you type in your MyStatLab username and password, and then you can go to your book. I have more books because I teach more classes, but this is the book, and then it opens it up, and you can, it's got, table of contents. It lets you download if you want some sections. You can go to chapter 1 and it opens up the very first chapter. But you can see your whole book there on any device. Your phone's kind of small, but you could do it on your phone if you have the memory. Okay, So that's the ways you can see your book, or the bookstore has your book and the code bundled together for $166, I believe. Okay. Well, any questions about my stat lab? Were you able to get into my stat lab? Okay, that's gonna be, I'm gonna make that a grade, and it's gonna be a 10-point classwork grade, just to get into my stat lab. And I'm gonna post something in Shobi for you to fill out, and responding to that will be 10 points daily grade. So, I'll post it after class. It's not due till, it won't be due till Tuesday though. I'll make it due Tuesday. But most of you already got these 10 points, right? Okay, you guys got 20 points already. All right, so I've got a discussion about real research in Shobi. That's due on the 23rd. Okay, Tuesday 23rd. All right, so that's the calendar. Like I said, let's see, the homework is due at the beginning of the next class. The D2L quiz, D2L class survey is, oh, I do have a D2L class survey, but you can even do it in class on Thursday. I can open it up longer. But I have a D2L syllabus quiz due Tuesday, January 23rd. A D2L learning contract, and D2L quiz 1 will be due Tuesday. So these things in D2L will be due, and you guys that aren't in D2L right now, you'll be in there. Where's the login for D2L? I don't have it yet. So elearn.northeaststate.edu. Here's D2L. Okay, you have to go?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, so here's D2L. To find your courses for this semester, you go to the top, and if you type in 2018, for the year 2018, and 10, enter, you will see all your classes, and you can pin them so they stay on top. You click on these little pins and they turn yellow. Anyway, here's Province Stats. There's the Chapter 1 self-paced Nearpod. You can join Quizlet. It's a free flashcard app, but it's optional. But it can help you memorize things. Here's the calendar in D2L is showing when these quizzes are due. We have quizzes are over here. We got course home, we got content, and quizzes are here. And so I have a class data survey, a learning contract for Math 1530, quiz 1, and class policies, and orientation quiz, all out there. So they're all due on the 23rd of January. And these are the quizzes that you have to take throughout the semester. They're all set up. That's in D2L under quizzes. Content, I've got the syllabus out there. I've got calculator help. I've got the instructor policies and the course schedule that I already handed out. So, any questions about D2L? Sometimes there's also a Dropbox in D2L, and you turn in your StatCrunch project there, and the directions for that, but we can get to that. The directions for that are, here's course materials, the Chapter 1 notes and worksheets, Chapter 2 notes, etc. So Chapter 3, when we get to Chapter 3, there's a StatCrunch. This is the directions for the StatCrunch project down here. Chapter 3 lab, StatCrunch lab activities. So this is all set up. Sometimes I hide some of this so you don't feel so overwhelmed. Test review material. Sorry. I did not hide anything except maybe answers. Solutions. I think I hid solutions. All right. So, sorry, so that's Shobi. So we got Shobi, D2L quiz, worksheets in Shobi, D2L quizzes, and My Stat Lab homework and quizzes. And the Learning Center is right across the way. So we're gonna talk, what time is it getting to be? Oh. I'll finish up with the syllabus and course policies really quick. So here's the required text and materials. You either get the bundle from the Northeast State Bookstore. Now the book is very good, but you get it electronically with the code, so it's up to you. I don't actually have you use the book during class and say, turn to this page. I don't do that. So, and I have worksheets out there. So it's, if you want just the access code, it's a little cheaper. And if you're going to pay online directly to Pearson, because you're not going through the bookstore, it's about $105 with a credit card online, and it's $124 just to get the access code in the bookstore. But if you want, if you like to have a book to read, the book is good, and it would reinforce the ideas if you would actually read the book, the chapters as we do it. But you don't need the actual physical book. But if you'd like to have it, you buy the bundle. Okay. And a TI-83 calculator. And sometimes you need a USB flash, but, and you can always print out paper. Okay, that's basically, this whole syllabus tells you what sections we cover, tells you some other things, management policy. But now, here's I fixed this typo this morning. Math 15300 instructors policy. No. Okay, I fixed that. Online it doesn't say that anymore, it says 1530. Here's my office hours, but I have those posted in D2L too, I believe. But I'll check that. You email me through Desire to Learn, or if you're in Shobi, you can just type in a comment and I will see it. If you type it in the general discussion board, however, the whole class will see it. So that happened last semester. Somebody typed out her whole excuse for not coming to class, and she put it in the discussion board, and everybody in the class could see it. Okay, if you put it in an individual assignment, you type in an individual assignment, only I can see it. But if you type in the top discussion board, everybody in the class can see it. So you can use, if say I'm busy and I haven't answered your question about an assignment, you could type something in there in the Shobi discussion, and maybe somebody else in the class could help you with it. Or you can go into class list on D2L and use that. But okay, so here's D2L, and it has all these things available. It has all these resources, you know, required D2L quizzes and surveys. So I have some surveys in D2L under quizzes that after you take it, you're supposed to ignore your score, and I change it to 10 out of 10. Like the learning contracts like that, because it's a survey. But a quiz, I don't change it to 10 out of 10, unless I'm feeling really nice. I have, one time everybody struggled with a quiz, and I did change it. I said, I'll make this a participation grade. So, okay, there's all that stuff. Integrity videos, very important. Does everybody know where the link to the integrity videos is? That's in D2L. If you go to your home page, oh, here it's at the top. Oh, I'm on my, it's at the top here, and when you click that, it makes you click your username and password for D2L again. And I already have a few things out there. Integrity, nothing assigned, but it's your same username, password. And here's what mine looks like. I click on 1530, and I put the sampling activity, other graphs, StatCrunch activity. I think I was telling you how to do it. Hey, you want to get ahead? You can watch this and do that StatCrunch activity already. But these things are out there. I'm recording right now. When this recording, I close this recording, it's going to be out there. So these are from previous semesters. But that's integrity, okay? Very important. If you miss class, it's very important to watch integrity so you don't come in lost the next class. Try not to miss class, okay? Math Lab has all kinds of resources. I showed you some of those. It's got online tutoring. Nearpod, I told you about that. Shobi, and there's all. Why do I like to use Shobi? Because it's paperless. You get immediate feedback on your worksheets. And then I post the solutions there after the due date. So you can write on the worksheets if you have an iPad, or you can take a picture of your work and post. And if you do it neatly, if you say you don't have printing money and you want to just write your work out with numbers, number 1, and write out your work, you can take a picture of that. It doesn't have to be the worksheet itself. Okay. And you can type in a comment in the assignment, and I will get an email and get back to you as soon as possible. There's guided notes and PowerPoints for each section in Shobi, class discussion where you can communicate with the whole class, sample tests, all that stuff. My Stat Lab student questions folders. The Learning Center, I told you about that. Trio, if you qualify, first-time college graduates, if your parents didn't go to college, there's some, how much money you make, there's some rules, but you can get a free tutor. If you qualify, go to C1107. On the other side of this building, on the lower floor, and see if you qualify, if you're interested. It's tutoring, advising, and lots of other things, field trips. If you've got a documented disability, the Center for Disabilities provides services. If you got a paper from them, it's called an accommodation. You should speak with me in private and make arrangements for those accommodations. And you need to make your arrangements about a week before the scheduled test so I can get a test down there, or 3 days or something. Okay. And here's the weights. This is a weighted average. You're going to learn about in Chapter 3 how to do weighted averages. Your tests, I have 4 tests, so it's going to be the average of 4 tests. It's worth 45% of your grade in this class. My Stat Lab's worth 15%, so no, don't just not buy Stat Lab. You gotta get it. Classwork's worth 15%. We'll have participation grades during class 2. Final exam is comprehensive, and it's 25% of your grade. So 70% of your grades made up from the tests and final. This is the grading scale. It's basically a 10-point scale, except the D's are 65 to 69, and below 65 is an F. So that's that. And I do require that you should show your work, notations, symbol if applicable, and calculator functions used. If you work together, you must submit separate work and make sure all the students understand. Tests, and if I do give a take-home test, you're not allowed to work together or get your answers from the computer or something. Can't do that as much here, but there's tests. I do replace one lowest test grade with your final exam. If you miss one test, then you get a grade of 0 for it, and that would, at the end of the semester, be replaced with your final exam average. If you miss 2 tests, then you'll only have 1 test replaced, and a 0 will still remain for that. So And I've got the course schedule already telling you when the final exam is. My Stat Lab is required. The My Stat Lab homework password to do it late for 20% off is LATE. Late, it's all small letters. The quizzes can be done late too for a 10% off penalty, but there's no password. And I do count your highest quiz grade. So say you took quiz 1 and made 100% at the beginning of the semester on it, and then it's time to review the final and you decide to take quiz 1 again, but take it late, I'm going to still count that 100 you made the first week of class. It's going to count your best score. So if you take it again and make a lower score, it counts your best score. So there's 3 attempts on those. And you have to have it all done by the final exam. I talk about that, test resources and cheating. You can't have a calculator, a cell phone or Bluetooth device or your smartwatch. There we go. There's smartwatches that can text and all kinds of things now. So if you're found with a cell phone, smartwatch, whatever, you'll get a 0 on the test. So put your phones away for the test. Zipped up in your backpack. Yes.
Is the TI Inspire calculator we use?
Yeah. In fact, I have this stuff about the calculator on here, but for statistics, it would be okay to use a TI-89. I forgot this was in here.
I have an Inspire. It's like my calculator.
Yes, you can use the Inspire.
Okay.
I need to get rid of this and say you do need to use the 83, 84, but if you know how to use the Inspire, that's fine.
So I can use it.
Yeah, you can use the Inspire on the test in here. It's because the Inspire, as long as you know how to jump,
Yeah, I know.
asking me how to use it, you know. But this was here because this was for my syllabus for 1710, where some of those calculators actually do the algebra. Okay? This is not an algebra class, so attendance and school closure. Guys, sign up for Northeast State Community College alerts. I wasn't sure if it was going to already start snowing. It hasn't, so. But you'll get a text message, and you won't have to drive here. And if it's bad weather and you live in Unicoi County in the mountains, and it's fine here, but it's horrible at your house, I don't want you to come to class. Don't come to class. Just email me. For inclement weather, you can make up anything. So we'll make it up as soon as possible, very quickly though. But if you have internet, you probably have it on Showbeat, be able to watch Tegrity and do whatever we did in class. So that's the exception to not making things up. Okay, is inclement weather. So this president doesn't seem to be as inclined to cancel class as the previous one, okay? Well, but if you are in, like I said, if it's icy and dangerous for you to drive, don't come, okay? That's our policy, even if school's open, but we will have class. I will come. I usually can get here, so I'll be here. The electronic device required, these computers are fine to use for your electronic device, but okay. That's first. And anyway, so that's the syllabus. Let's take a break and we'll start chapter 2. Let me stop this.